Hi everybody, and welcome to another Google Hangout here. It's Glenn Dietzel here live from our international office, and I am actually doing this as a recording for you. What I'm about to cover is too valuable for me to postpone it, and secondly, out of courtesy to you, I don't want you to have to reschedule your time to get on another Google Hangout or Google Hangout time. So I want to reward you for being on here today. And I recorded this for you because I'm away with a client, but it's just too valuable for me not to cover this immediately. For those of you that are new to our Google Hangouts, I want to commend you for finding us, for being a part of New Guru Model. It is the most accelerated way of building expert status in today's marketplace as the #1 go-to expert. And the reason why today I want to talk to you about the perfect funnel, the perfect coaching funnel, and this will work whether you're in coaching, consulting, high-end training, etc., is the fact that there are so much information today, and it just seems to be a lot of people today talking about funnels. And I personally have been in this industry now for 12 years. I believe if you're following most of what the so-called experts and gurus are teaching you about funnel creation, especially if you understand that we're in a service-based environment today. This is a service-based economy. And we've created some really cool systems that allow you to build a service-based company, coaching, consulting, training, without trading time for money. So you can truly have a lifestyle business. And I'm going to cover that today in part as I show you the perfect coaching, consulting, or high-end training model and funnel. So if you're like me, the last thing you want to do is trade time for money. I was trading time for money for 14 years when I was in education, trying to move up the corporate ladder, trying to raise a young family, and you know, going for everybody else's dreams. And I shared a little bit about that on our last Google Hangout on how to create unstoppable confidence. And I really appreciate all the messages that came in. And I don't usually do this, in fact, I never do this, but we're going to start. My company has told me, Karen and Nadine has sort of told me, Glenn, make sure that you tell people to use the comments right below wherever they're watching the Google Hangouts, because I don't say that. And so if you have comments, you know, it's great. I appreciate you phoning us, emailing me directly. But if you do have comments and you want to, you know, anything you want to say, please feel free to use our Google Hangout. The comments right below where you're watching our Google Hangout today. All right. So if you haven't had a chance yet, our Lifestyle Entrepreneur magazine has just come out. We're in the first edition. The second edition is coming out in April. I'm really excited about it. The content is second to none. And for those of you that have been following our Friday weekend readings, we just covered the whole concept of credibility and the importance of how to build credibility in 15 different ways that you can build credibility at a non-conscious or subconscious way to become a whole lot more persuasive. Because at the end of the day, the company that's the entrepreneur, the companies that are most persuasive are the most influential. And the companies and the entrepreneurs that are the most influential are able to win in today's marketplace. So I want to help you with that. The Lifestyle Entrepreneur magazine is something that I'm really excited about. I'm going to clear my screen though, so you can totally see me, because I'm going to be showing you a few things that are going on, and you're going to want to take a few notes. You're definitely going to want to draw some diagrams today. Now, I'm not very good at drawing diagrams, so I am going to share my screen with you today. I'm going to take you through two parts of a system on creating the perfect coaching funnel. Then the third section, I'm going to come back and I'm going to give you 3 rules, our 3-step system for creating the perfect coaching, consulting, training, conversion funnel. All right. This is 100% proprietary. You can't find it anywhere else. And I hope I don't have to sneeze here because I don't have any Kleenexes on me. So if I have to disappear here for a second, I promise I will come back. All right. So I do have my coffee here. My Starbucks coffee, and I like coffee, and I like building my company over a cup of coffee, and I've designed a pretty cool system that my clients are modeling today where they can build their own companies and grow their own companies in a predictable, certain, and secure manner all over the world over a cup of coffee, and where they also have a lifestyle business. A lifestyle business where they're not trading time for money. And that's our concept around ROIT, return on invested time. And in today's marketplace, it's really crucial that you follow what I'm going to share with you. So I want to first of all talk about what the typical experts and gurus are teaching you. And you've probably seen this at some level from other experts and gurus. And I'm going to share my screen right now and show you the kind of funnel that they recommend and the funnel that I totally disagree with. Now, I call this the traditional business funnel. It's a traditional business funnel because it is wide at the top, it's narrow at the bottom. At the top, it is recommended by most gurus and experts that you're selling, something like a $19 book or a $27 book with maybe a DVD attached to it or something like that. And then you're driving somebody into a higher end product and a higher end product. And then you finally, by the third or fourth step, getting into a service. And I've drawn here a small dollar sign. Why? Because in the service-based economy in which we're in the recommendation age, the advisory age. Let me come back here just for a second here. We're in the advisory age, right? The age in which that funnel simply doesn't work. So a little time out here. I'm coming back here. The funnel doesn't work. There's too many steps to the funnel. In fact, I'm going to take you through some statistics to make sure that you understand this. Because wherever it is that I see that people are sending me, hey, I'm in this program, and Glenn, I want to come into your programs, and they're telling me they're in this and this and this, they're trapped by this funnel. That's why, if we go by here, we call it the traditional business funnel, and this funnel used to work, and in today's marketplace, it's really lacking the ability to give entrepreneurs momentum. Now, what do I mean by that? Well, I really, if I'm really to be 100% clear with you, this way is totally broken. First of all, the funnel is too long. Look at the distance along here. And it's too long to get to a high-end program or service. And if we're in the service-based economy and your marketplace wants services, either done for you or done with you, down here, why would you spend all your time putting these other programs and products and services together? There's a 50% return rate. That's the second reason why this way is broken. In fact, statistically, the numbers are more like 70 to 80% return rate. So there's a 78 to 80% return rate at each of these levels. I will call it 50% just to be conservative. And most importantly, there's a 70% loss at each level. There's a 70% loss at each level, and this is why you're going to love my three-step system for designing a strategic conversion funnel, because you prevent this 70% loss. In other words, only 30% of people that consume your front-end product move to the next level, and only 30% of those people move to the next level. So this way is totally broken. All right? Are you getting this, everybody? I want you to make sure that you're writing these diagrams and drawing these diagrams down, because it's really important to me that you understand this. Remember, I'm a former teacher. I'm a teacher by passion and training, and my goal is to guide you and to take you to a safer place, a place where you can thrive, not just survive, but thrive. And we're attracting all kinds of experts and gurus today that are coming into one-day intensives with me at the Vegas Sandcastle, the Canadian Lake Home. Why? Because they know their model is broken and they want to be able to leverage themselves and truly grow a company in a proven and measurable way. So let's take a look at what we can do about this broken funnel. All right, so let's move on here. And I call this then the poor person's business funnel. Why? Because if you do the math, and I've done the math for you here, if you take out your smartphone and just do the math here, and I'm not very good in math, so I've done it for you ahead of time, 100 people that move into your $27 program, remember only 30% move to the next level, 15, and then 3, and then 1. Remember there's the refund rates and all of that. If we calculate all those numbers in, you're making on average $28.81 per customer. All right, $28.81 per customer. You're spending all this time attracting, really, when you think about it, the wrong kind of client. That's why we call it the poor person's business funnel. Okay, are you getting that? Are you seeing the statistics? Are you getting the fact that by following what you're doing, And most of our clients that are coming to us either want to write a book, or they don't want to write a book, but they want to become an expert because of these statistics, because they realize, you know what, I'm a smart person. They're saying to themselves, I don't want to do this. And secondly, we're attracting a lot of experts and gurus already who are tired of trading time for money, $200, $300 an hour. And that's what most coaching models advocate. Horrible way of building a company and creating valuation and cash flow, and especially passive income, royalties. And I'm going to show you a model here in just a second on how you can leverage what I'm going to show you with a really cool business funnel. But these clients that are already experts and gurus, they want to stop focusing all their attention on one product or service. It simply isn't worth their time. And so again, this is why we call it the poor person's business funnel. And the poor business funnel, then let's summarize it. The problems are you lose speed to market, you immediately lose market share forever, your market dwindles at each level, and you have an incredibly small chance of making a sale. It's the poor person's business funnel. Do you feel the problem? How many of you right now are struggling with not knowing how to leverage speed? How many of you right now have clients for life? How many of you right now are actually going into new marketplaces faster and quicker and really leveraging your advice? And how many of you right now are increasing the chance you'll make a sale with a conversion model that can run anywhere from 50, 60 to 70% in your highest end programs and services? All right, if that excites you, then I want to help you create a paradigm shift. Okay, and on our training event last week, we talked about building unstoppable confidence. One of the keys is to get yourself out of your habitual comatose-like state where we're all constrained, right? Myself and you. We're all constrained by the paradigm in which we operate. And so one of the reasons why I've invested over $350,000 in coaching and consulting, why I've invested several $1,000,000 back into my own company to grow my company, is so that I'm always constantly at the forefront of what's going on in the marketplace, the front of the trends. Many people call me the coach's coach or the consultant's consultant. Why? Because I've been in this industry more than just about anybody that I know of. And I've invested a lot more money than most people that I know of. And most importantly, I have a track record that shows all of you how to build a company in a predictable, certain, and secure manner where you're closing high-end programs and services as your foundation. Do you want to see that model? Of course you do. So let's take a look here and let's do something really radical, okay? We're going to flip the business funnel. We're going to flip the business funnel. What you saw here, if we go back here one step, there is our poor person's business funnel. That is no way to leverage the advisory age. We're going to flip the funnel. We call that the freedom business funnel. And the freedom business funnel is where you're going to own a niche market, and you're going to position a high-end program or service. All right? And if you've never done this before, don't worry. It's why our services and our systems are so what we call speed to market. They work for anybody in any market, as long as you're open to challenging your assumptions about success and be willing to take focused, outcome-driven action. So we invert the business funnel. We position ourselves at the forefront of the marketplace. And I'm going to give you my 3-step system here shortly for designing a strategic conversion funnel. But I want you to understand that it's all premised on the inverted business funnel, on flipping the funnel or using what we call the freedom business funnel. So we position a high-end program or service, and then we position our advice and build royalty revenue from that. Royalty revenue, which is what really another way of saying that is massive residuals. Royalty revenues with your advice. And this is our concept then of starting, instead of from X like we did with the poor person's business funnel, X because I don't advocate it right here, so I want you to cross out that thinking, and instead using Y. Y for yes. Yes to the freedom business funnel and setting yourself apart distinctively and in speed to market fashion, and building in a accelerated manner, building royalty revenues with your advice, so you're not trading time for money. Okay? Now in every business, there is a time component. We all have to put time into our business. The key is to be able to, as I said, look at ROI, return on investment, and most importantly, looking at the concept of return on invested time. is what is what I'm teaching you right now. Take a look. Just consider this for a second. Is what I'm teaching you right now and what I just showed you around the traditional business funnel, is that going to create more time for you, or is that going to create more frustration, headaches, and just pain of not being able to execute when in today's marketplace you've got to be able to make speed your competitive advantage? So instead of doing this, we're going to flip the funnel and do that. All right, are you getting this? I hope that you've been drawing these diagrams down because they're so important, so crucial to your success that I'm going to belabor the point here just for a second because I am a teacher. I want to make sure you learn this and get this. And I want to profoundly help you. Help you like you've never been assisted before in business and in life. And it's one of the reasons why I ran our Unstoppable Confidence Google Hangout last week. Why? To help you and to help you see something that's greater than yourself. Because for so many years, I understand what it's like to be constrained and what it was like to be constrained by the demons in my closet, the dragons in my closet that were pulling me back. All right? So I don't want you to be pulled back anymore. And the poor person's business funnel is not only pulling you back, it's yanking you back, and it's shackling you so you can't break free. So I'm here today to help you set free. So let's take a look at this. I want to move and let's take a look at right now a whole really cool model now of chunking or organizing your advice in a 3-step process. Okay, so I want to take a look at how can we leverage this inverted business funnel, and I want to show you how it can be leveraged so powerfully. Now I'm going to use an example of one of our programs called Certification Royalty Riches. It's a program that I'm teaching on at my one-day intensives that I do. Our clients invest in Certification Royalty Riches. I want to take you through the whole key in business and building an ROIT business. And then this is going to be the foundation for you for building from and using our 3-step system for designing a strategic conversion funnel. First step in business then, instead of writing a book and putting a free report together and doing all the other things that that client that experts teach, you want to build your competitive intelligence first of all. Secondly, you want to focus on speed to market, getting into the marketplace really, really quickly. And by the way, building your competitive intelligence, we've got a really cool system on how to do this and integrate all of these different steps. Build speed to market immediately. Next, if you're new in business, you want to focus on creating your first profitable transaction. All right? And then from that, you want to increase the size and number of transactions. And while you're doing that, you're building out the 5 core areas of business. And whether you are in startup mode or you're a seasoned entrepreneur, I don't care what industry you are in, all businesses can be summarized from the standpoint of value creation, value delivery, marketing, sales, and profit margins. Those are the 5 core areas of business. So I want you to see that by following the traditional poor person's business funnel, it's not allowing you to explode profits, first of all, because it's not focused on these areas. All right? And you've got to have cash flow, and you've got to become profitable immediately, or you're going to struggle. And when you start struggling, you start pressing. And when you start pressing, you start making bad decisions. Okay, just think about your life. Anytime that you felt like you've been pressured and that there's resistance, we start, what happens? We start, our brain starts kind of turning into a kind of a frenetic state. We can't think properly. Then we can't execute properly. And then we get even more confused. So we got to stop. We got to end this. So step 1 in leveraging the inverted business funnel is to focus on generating profits, exploding profits. Step 2 in our Certification Royalty Riches program is a second way that we teach clients how to organize their advice. And in the advice-based environment age in which we're in, the advisory age, it's really important to know how to organize your advice. Now I'm giving you these three steps from Certification Royalty Riches because this is going to be the foundation then for showing you our 3-step system for designing a strategic conversion funnel. You see, for clients that build their own certification program or their entrepreneurial certification program in this way, they really are designing 3 different ways to close deals with their clients. First of all, they can close the deal on the first just by positioning a high-end program or service and knowing how to sell it using our three-step system for designing a strategic conversion funnel, which I'm going to cover in just a second. Secondly, they could take what they've already been doing in business and now package it, organize their advice very and very strategically, so now they can set themselves up to certify other business owners, entrepreneurs, coaches, trainers, their own clients to set the bar for their industry. You see, the goal in today's marketplace, if you want to rise to the top, is to be able to set the rules. Set the rules. So in order to set the rules and certify properly and position yourself as the #1 guru or expert in your marketplace, you want to focus on 7 key systems. Using a better business model, like I'm showing you, the inverted business funnel. Using a client vetting process, all right? And you will learn a client vetting process, your own client vetting process, and even better, leveraging mine by focusing on step 1 in business here and closing deals. Then you're going to need a client intake system, a client services process, a client management system, strategic vendors that you rely on, and you must have, in today's marketplace, you must have a way of getting your marketplace to consume your content faster and quicker than what your competitors are doing. That means you need an accelerated teaching and learning system. All right? Are you following me, everybody? Are you getting that? Those 7 systems are crucial. And it's actually very easy. We've got some very cool systems to help our clients organize their advice in those 7 systems. So now not only are they closing high-end programs and services, but at the same time, they're now creating a certification model, okay, and leveraging that. So now they've got 2 very cool strategic ways of sharing their advice, making money, and closing high-end deals. High-end deals in step 1, certification, high-end certification programs in step 2. And the third way then of leveraging your advice is step 3, is building royalty revenues. And there's our inverted business funnel again. As I said, you've got to be able to create the rules. That comes from step 2. And then deal the rules and building 2 types of royalties. So you want to leverage, and my recommendation for you is to think about leveraging a certification co-branding program where you're organizing $5,000 to $25,000 certification programs, where you're creating your own multi-million-dollar training company, all right, and achieving, and most importantly, achieving maximum valuation for your company. So you get the most money when you want to sell your company, and you have people coming to you that want to buy your company. Why? Because you've got the critical systems. You're at the top of the industry. You're absolutely flowing in cash flow, and not just actively, but most importantly, passively through royalty revenues. And knowing how to build royalty revenues with your advice is crucial. All right? Are you getting this, everybody? Are you understanding why it's crucial? If you start with a traditional business funnel, how they can just take you totally away from an ROIT business. How it's just totally focused on building, from the area of frustration, as opposed to inverting that business funnel and making it look like this, so flipping it, and building and knowing how to organize your advice at 3 different levels, literally all at the same time. So you're dimensionalizing your value. You've got a value proposition into the marketplace, and you're now going to leverage my perfect 3-step system for designing a strategic funnel. And that's this right here. A perfect 3-step system for designing a strategic conversion funnel. All right? So I want to just summarize what we've covered, and it's really important that you see this and that you write this down. First of all, you always want to understand the importance of educate to dominate. Educate to dominate. Write that down. Educate to dominate. Step number 1. Your goal is to use a more intelligent business model that allows you true positioning power, that when you open your mouth or you write anything down or say anything, you automatically, instantaneously are at the forefront of the major trend in your marketplace. So what's your big idea when you're educating to dominate? This is what I teach my clients. What's your big idea? What is the major trend that you want to make sure that you leverage in your positioning? And what are the problems that you resolve that because you're at the forefront of the trend, you're going to be able to solve, and you're uniquely fitted to do that. So educate to dominate. Now, there's a lot more we could talk about around educate to dominate, but I do want you to understand that if marketing is an assessment, that's my definition. If marketing is an assessment, your job is to assess your marketplace to choose you over your competitors right at the very top of your business funnel. All right? And it's very hard to do that with this kind of model, because the realities in the advisory age is that your marketplace expects to get your best and then they're gone. They expect to get your best and then they're gone. So the way that you assess a problem, the way that you triage a problem, you know, just like doctors do, they triage, they assess the problem, and then they determine the best course of action. The best course of action that you want to leverage is, and will allow you the same kind of triaging abilities that doctors do, is step number 2 then, have a vetting process. Have a vetting process. You know, one of the biggest problems that coaches, consultants, trainers have in today's marketplace is that your value is largely intangible. It's unnoticeable. People don't know it. They don't see it. They can't see it. They have a hard time seeing it. In today's marketplace with so much information coming at them, they simply just don't have eyes to see or the attention span to see it. So you have to have a vetting process. And step number 2 on designing a strategic conversion funnel, a vetting process, so people are very clear on the criteria by which you require them to meet in order for you to work with that person. And this has been huge in my company. It's something we've done from day one over the last 12 years, is have a vetting process. I see too many people, you know, focusing on writing a book, and I think there's definitely a place for a book. Don't get me wrong. But unless you've built a successful company and really know how to build a business back end, how are you going to know what to put at the front and in that book? So you're educating your marketplace to want and desire highest end programs and services. Remember, it was Marcus Buckingham and Kirk Kaufman who just a few years ago agreed with me with what we've been saying for the last 12 years in their book, where they say, in one of their books, they're one of their New York Times bestselling books, where they say that entrepreneurs today must have high-end programs and services, and it's crucial that you know how to leverage your clients as part of your sales team. All right? And that's so crucial if you want to build royalty revenues. And step number 3 then is the ability to have leveraged profits. Leveraged profits. Now, what do I mean by that? Well, one of the reasons why I showed you our certification Royalty Riches program is because that program gives my clients, and gives me leverage. We run that program. We have our own certification co-branding program. Huge leverage profits. Why? Because I'm making money in each of those 3 ways that I showed you on how to organize your advice. You organize your advice once and multiply the profits, especially in step 3, where you're building royalty revenues with the coaches, consultants, trainers in your marketplace, where you're allowing them to co-brand with you. So powerful. They're bringing you into new marketplaces faster and quicker. You know what? This is the best thing that I've ever done in business. 3 years ago, almost 3 years ago, when I launched our own certification and co-branding program. So that is my perfect 3-step system for designing a strategic conversion funnel. Okay, once again, you want to always focus on educate to dominate. So that's why you never want to outsource your core competencies. You want to focus on education and strategic education. Secondly, you want to have a vetting process immediately. A vetting process that's going to drive your target market into your highest end programs and services, and then making sure you have an ROIT business by knowing how to create leveraged profits off of your advice. And I gave you a nice 3-step system that we use with our certification and co-branding program. Certification Royalty Riches is the program that we teach coaches, consultants, trainers on how to build their own coaching and consulting program. All right, if you liked the content today, I'm going to do something here. And we've held 1 ticket back. I showed you the Vegas Sandcastle. I've got a ticket back strictly for people who are following us on our Google Hangouts. Our Google Hangouts are growing, and they're growing really, really quickly. And one of the things that I've always believed in, I'm a former teacher, and one of the things that as a former teacher, I want to reward you for showing up to class. All right, this is my class, our Google Hangouts, and as a way of rewarding you, we have held back one ticket for our Google Hangouts. This event is officially full, and we've held back a ticket for our people who are following us on Google Hangouts. All right, because I believe in rewarding, and I believe as we grow our Google Hangouts, there are going to be some really cool things that you're going to learn and find out on our Google Hangouts. I've got so much stuff I want to teach you around growing a company, especially a high-end coaching and consulting company where you still have a lifestyle business. And we've got the perfect model for that. So I want to show you my model, all right, for a one-day intensive. Imagine being coached and mentored by me for an entire day. There's no multiple speakers. There's no pitching. There's no nothing. Get a one day for you to just really look at your business from the concepts that I just covered today. Knowing how to invert your business funnel. What if you could take a look at all the systems that I use on how to close deals? What if you could see some of my presentations and I walk you through what we do? What if I could take you through how we leverage our private client letter formula into our vetting process and into closing deals? What if I could show you how to leverage other coaches and consultants and trainers in your industry, even if you're just starting from scratch, and build just a massive following for what you're doing at the forefront of your marketplace? Well, I'm going to keep going on about what you're going to learn. I'm going to give you a URL. I'm going to give one person here an opportunity to join me as a VIP guest. So Karen and Nadine in my office are two of my project managers, said, why don't we hold back a ticket for people who are following us on our Google Hangouts? Now, this event is officially full, and like all of my private events are. And however, we are going to do something. Makes me gulp a little bit doing it. But anything that we do new or implement. But this is the event that I'm doing at the Vegas Sandcastle. It's a one-day business acceleration event. What you're going to learn from me there is 100% proprietary. You will not find it anywhere online today. You will need a ticket to get in, and we have reserved one ticket for Saturday, April 5th. You need to be there. So if you want to be there and you're getting married, hold back a day, contact us. I am going to vet people directly for the one day for me to come in as a VIP guest. This is a $1,997 event, $1,997. In fact, most of our one-day intensives with me run $5,000 or higher. It's going to be at the Vegas Sandcastle event, which is an exclusive setting, a private it's going to be at the Vegas Sandcastle. It's an exclusive setting here, working directly with me, and you're going to meet some unbelievable entrepreneurs that are coming into this, some serious players, and it gives you a chance to rub shoulders with other people. And not only that, but the reason why I like our luxury home coaching and consulting model, which you're going to learn, and I'm going to give you a URL here so you can check it out in just a second here, if I can find it. Yes, I got it right here. I wrote it down here for you so I can show you, so I don't make a mistake. And but this gives you a day to just spend a day on your business. A one-day intensive. It'll be the most profitable day you've ever had in business. I can guarantee you that. And you're going to use my systems. All right, I'm going to show you them, and you're going to be able to leverage them in that one day. So I've got a URL here I'm going to show you. And if you're interested, you want to if you want to check out the page, but then you want to email me as soon as possible. And I'm going to give you email, and then from that email, I will connect with you, and I'm going to vet somebody for coming in as a VIP guest. Okay, so if you want to check out the event, it's at newgurumodel.com/one day. Newgurumodel.com/one day. All right, that's the URL. I've got it here. I'll just show you. Here it is. All right, and this is the event. We're sold out of all the tickets that we've sold, and you can come. We've held back one for our, that's the page there, so you can take a look if you want. So we've held back one ticket for our Google Hangout followers, from our people that are a part of our virtual classroom. All right, and so that's that. If you're really interested, you'll want to do the following. Email me, Glenn with 2 N's at newgurumodel.com. Glenn with 2 N's at newgurumodel.com. And you can put in the subject line just so I can see it, put in the subject line 1 day. Okay. The subject line 1 day. I won't put Vegas just in case spam hits that for some reason. I'm back. Glenn at newgurumodel.com sorry, Glenn at newgurumodel.com is my email address. 1 day. Just put that in the subject line. 1 day. And also CC Nadine, just in case I don't get your email, because I get bombarded with a ton of emails. So you've got to have 1 day in the subject line, or I'm going to probably miss it with all the email that I get and our company gets. Also, email Nadine, admin at newgurumodel.com. You can CC Nadine if you want, admin, ADMIN, at newgurumodel.com. And also, if you email her separate or CC me, just make sure, again, I'll write it down here for you, that 1 day is in the subject line. All right? This gives you a perfect opportunity for the lucky winner for our paths to connect immediately and in a very profound way. And not only that, but in order to rub shoulders with the kinds of people that are going to be there, first of all, you're not going to rub shoulders with the kinds of people that I bring in very easily. And secondly, most people that do any kind of events, they do them in hotels, etc., and there's a different feel to having a hotel or having a seminar room. This isn't a seminar. This isn't anything like you've ever seen before. I can guarantee you that. I do them at very, very cool locations. This is your opportunity for our paths to connect. So if that's for you, you can just check it out again, newgurumodel.com/1 day. But better yet, you're probably overthinking by doing that. Just quickly, if this seems like a fit for you, I seem like a fit for you, you want to know more. Not only that, but you want to execute like you've never executed before and build a model, a business, a predictable business model that's going to allow you leverage profits and to accelerate into the marketplace using some of the systems I've already showed you. And wait till you spend a whole day with me. You're going to want to email me, Glenn, with 2 N's. There's 2 N's in Glenn at newgurumodel.com and put in the subject line 1 day. All right. CC Nadine. You can email Nadine, just admin, ADMIN, at newgurumodel.com. Right there. And in the subject line, just make sure if you email her separate, or just CC her on the email to me. That way, we ensure. If you don't, for some reason, get if you want to be even doubly sure that your emails go through, here's the last thing I recommend you can do. If you really want to put it, you put it at the top of the queue, because I know there's going to be a ton of people, like there always is, when we do anything. You can phone our international office at 519-542-3043, just to be sure. 519-542-3043. That's our international office number. It's the same number our clients use, 519-542-3043. You won't be met with a slick salesperson or anything like that. Not a telemarketing company. We don't run in them. We don't believe in them. I've got a really cool model, and I'm excited about it. So that covers what we talked about today, the perfect coaching funnel. And that means the perfect consulting funnel, the perfect high-end training funnel. And I want you to just make sure you understand the importance of flipping your business funnel. Going from this, flipping it, and going like this. Okay, and then I gave you an example of how to organize and chunk your advice into 3 different steps. So you've got leverage profits from each, and then we covered our 3 steps, 3-step system to the perfect conversion funnel, especially it works so powerfully today because we live in the advisory age. All right, live from the international office. So well, you're getting this taped, but I look forward to our next Google Hangout together. And please take what we've covered, implement it, make it yours, and I look forward to our next Google Hangout together.